Hello and welcome to the Inbetween podcast number 69. It's the one we've all been waiting for. It's Tony Telltale. Please get your $5 ready to unlock our loot box of fun.
And it may or may not have
What are the chances?
sex toys in. What?
Excuse me?
Well, you got your anime mug, so
This is not mine, this is
Oh,
Daniel's.
sorry. You got Daniel's anime mug.
Well, you saw that without hearing anything I said because I just realised I don't have the microphone synced up to the camera yet.
But you've been framed, basically, is what you're trying to say. And it's Daniel's.
Hang on. Hello. Okay, you should be able to hear me now. Basically, it's Daniel's mug, and he left it here. And he's not the only person, because my sister's a police officer, and it's the most personalised mug you can ever fucking get because it literally says, "I'm Anna and I'm a police officer" on it.
Right.
It's like, you can't really give that to someone else and be like, "Here, use this mug."
My sister has like when she was 18.
I have a personalised mug, but I'm not drinking it.
When my sister was 18, she was given like a 18 mug, and like my grandparents always try and use it. Like, you're not 18. What are you doing?
So, I used to. My brother's flat. This is a story. He used to have a mug. When he moved into the flat, the previous owners left a bunch of mugs, right?
Right, as you do.
And one of them was a picture of John Paul on it, the People's Pope, of course, as everyone knows him as John Paul II.
Yeah, I'm just trying to put his face in my head, but I can't. But yeah.
And I always used that, and that was my Pope mug. And then I think my mum threw it out, and I was so upset because that was my Pope.
So
mug.
this is like the prequel to the other mug which has the Pope on it, right?
I have a personalised mug.
The five
now,
greatest.
It has like a picture of some of my favourite people. So it's got Eddie Murphy, John Paul II.
You,
me. I didn't make it, so I didn't put me on it. I'm not that much.
Well, it's on there though.
Stephen Mulhern, the very famous magician and host of Catchphrase, and Matt Baker, of course.
And it says like 5 most influential people.
But the thing about Matt Baker is he's not allowed down the local park anymore because he's a country file. So. Get him. That's a joke only a few people will get who've seen Country File.
I think you have to be in England and you have to know of it. But if you're in that small demographic,
Like
also you have to be watching.
Hang on, let me do it. Tastes like fan service.
Also, I was going to say that the other small niches, you have to be able to watch us.
When are we doing a podcast?
No,
okay. So we'll talk about what we've been playing. So I've mostly just been playing Dead by Daylight. And I think I was watching Soda Pop and he was playing it, and he described it in the best way I've ever heard, and he described it as, it's a casual game, but you still have the ability to outplay people. And I thought that was a really way to describe it, because it is a game that I just like quick play. I'll go in it for a couple of hours, play a couple games, come out, go in, drop out gameplay. It's kind of like
Fractured Cowshed.
It's the map, and I thought I'd show you this match because I am playing, of course,
the
pebble thrower himself.
Yeah,
Adam Francis.
I've been looking forward to seeing this guy in action throwing pebbles.
The pebbles fucking suck. They are a meme.
As I thought.
I thought they were going to be terrible and be a meme, and I was right.
I thought they sounded terrible, and I was right. So.
Oh, we're playing against the Hillbilly.
I'm still not sure about the hook ability. Like I know it's really powerful, but it just seems really boring.
What does?
His like you save someone here and can instantly get off a hook.
Deliverance.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is this top perk here. That's definitely a really strong perk.
Yeah, it's just a little bit thematically boring, I guess. But I guess it is very useful.
He's like his story is he is a I guess he's like a professor. He's not a professor. He's like a student or a professor or something, and he's studying like Japanese spirits, and that's how he ties into the spirit lady who's the new killer. who's pretty cool. I think she's too strong, especially her new Haunted Grounds perk. Because you go like hex. What's it called? The hex. There's a hex where if you don't cleanse it, then all of the generators are incredibly hard to repair. And then there's the Spirit Lady has a new perk called Hex Haunted Ground, where if you cleanse a totem, you instantly all get exposed, which means you go down in one hit for like a minute or something.
Minute? Oh, maybe 30 seconds.
I know Michael Myers, when he gets tier 3 of stalking you, you get exposed for a minute, 60 seconds, and then it goes back down to normal. But if I didn't know what exposed, like, they don't do a great job of explaining like what all the status effects mean. Like, I had to go on Reddit and because I saw exposed and I was like, oh, does that mean the killer can see where we are or something? Yeah. But no, exposed means when you have the exposed status effect on your right, you'll see it like near your perks.
Shouldn't it be like?
It just means you go down in one hit. You can't take an extra one.
Shouldn't it be like vulnerable, not?
Yeah.
Exposed.
I think exposed is a really bad name for it. It confused the fuck out of me. What you see here is another mechanic. So if you hide in lockers for too long, a crow will start flying above the locker and it'll start following you around.
I like that.
For a while, just to stop people just from sitting in lockers.
That's a good mechanic. That should be in like single player horror games as well. Like that's something I'm always like, why don't I just hide here for like a huge amount of time?
Here we do I throw a pebble here?
Yeah,
I think this is I throw the pebble. The thing that I find funny is if I throw it on the killer screen, it looks like a generator exploding in a certain direction.
Just the mouse screen, or on the survivor screen, it looks really shit.
Yeah, but like,
wow.
I could throw it in a direction where another survivor was, because I don't know where the other survivors are, so I could just really fuck someone over completely by accident with that perk. So Pebble's a bit of a meme. Deliverance is really strong, and then his other perk, which is the one on the right, is interesting. I think I've just found I've never been able to heal enough people to get it to work. Basically, what it does is it means you heal other people slower at the beginning, but every time you heal someone with a quick time event, you get a token which increases your healing speed. Right. So that you can have up to 5 tokens with the best version, which I have, and that means that I can just basically almost instantly heal people when I get all the tokens. Which is really strong, but it's really hard to actually just heal people unless you're playing with like an organized squad. I usually play Survive with friends with my friend Underpro. I may have referred to him as Dave before because that's his name.
Or Wave.
Wave, yeah. I have a playlist on Spotify now.
Right.
I don't know if I've ever told the story of Joe's Jams.
Joe's Jams.
Yeah, I had a playlist on Spotify called Joe's Jams, and my friend Matt really liked it. And then I was like just adding some songs to a random playlist, and he was like, "Oh, what's that playlist?" And I was like, "Oh, it's nothing." He's like, "You've got a secret playlist you're hiding from me." I'm like, "No, I don't. It's just random songs."
It's just a private.
But he loved Joe's Jam so much he wanted me to show him this private playlist. So I made a playlist and just called it Joe's Super Secret Jams, just to troll my friend. And I just kept adding songs to it and never gave him the link to it. And then yeah. But I also made another playlist called Waves. 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 Because it's like like the music waves.
Yeah.
So I think that has 3 songs in it. I only put on songs on it that Dave sends me that I like, because he sends me a lot of shit, like Australian rap, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
So what you're saying is the Venn diagram of what you like and what Dave sends you is very small.
Yeah. Well, I had to make a treaty with Dave where I said, you can only send me 1 song a day. Otherwise, this is too much. He also sends me a bunch of conspiracy theories. Like, he'll send me...
every day?
No, he doesn't do it anymore, but he sends me like a video like...
Can I just interrupt? That barbecuing of all those animals, really? Can we go back to that? Look at that.
It's pretty cool, man.
I'm talking like a video game. Can we go back to it? Yeah. Can you go back in time and change the video, Joe?
I'm throwing rocks.
And sorry, what were you saying? Conspiracy theories.
Anyway, that's Dead by Daylight DLC. It's pretty cool. There's a spirit as well. I think she's too strong, but I've also only played the game for like 40 hours, so I'm probably in.
What do you know?
What do I know?
40 hours. Scrub.
Yeah.
be fair, if it's like a more casually game, probably it's quite a lot of hours for a. Like, how many hours do other people have in it? Like,
well, the game's been out a while, right?
So a year or something.
No,
or...
longer than a year.
Really?
Yeah, it's been out a while.
I've only even heard about it for like 6 months. So.
I'd probably say this game's been out for 3 years. I'm going to say it came out in 2014 or 2015.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, June of 2016. Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah. It's rated M for mature.
I'm a mature boy. But it was me and Dave played Dead by Daylight, and then we also played Dying Light, so we always get the names confused.
Yeah, I get confused.
And it's also
sometimes.
called Dead by Daylight, but it's never mentioned why it's called Dead by Daylight, because it's always nighttime in the game.
It could be day.
One thing they said on the Q&A stream was that they're going to reveal that the people you play as vampires, so you have to escape before daylight comes. Anyway.
That's a meme. All I've been playing is trying to get the start of the soundboard has been started.
We've got a horse sound.
We've got a horse sound. I can actually send you.
Is it working?
I could actually technically send it to you, but
we'll have it next week.
Well, the horse sound.
Yeah.
It's not that impressive. It's not really worth showing, but it's worth showing you. But
okay.
Again, it's not actually that much, but basically, I didn't know how to get a what do you call it? Like a scrolly volume slider, which is why I couldn't get to work. I was like, oh, that's how you do it.
Have you seen that that compilation of the worst volume sliders people could design?
No, what? I just made a default slider, so I don't think I can. I don't think I'm on the
worst
list.
volume control UI in the world. Redditors designed the worst control UI in the world. These are pretty funny. They had a competition to see who could design the worst UI for controlling your sound.
Wait, what's this one? You just have to choose one of the numbers. That's pretty lazy.
You have to click the button and it changes it to an arbitrary number. This one you have. This one you roll a bunch of dices. This is you're curling the volume.
You have to rickroll. What? I don't understand the
Please
rickroll.
make a noise as loud as you want the volume to be. Anyway, this is pretty funny to go through.
Oh, you have to use all of them? 65. Oh dear.
Otherwise, pretty funny though.
Yeah, we're not using any of those. Luckily, I'm not that talented.
But the soundboard is coming soon. TM.
We've missed listening to Rhinoceros. That's what I'm gonna say. It's not the same without Rhinoceros. Is what they say.
It's not the same without Donkey Kongo.
That as well.
But we'll move on to the main topics because there's this stuff I wanted to go through last week and we didn't get a chance to go through it. So I've put the main topics first. So we'll talk about loot boxes, Nintendo, and then we'll talk about Telltale games in there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give this the massive downfall. Loot boxes section.
So, as you may or may not have known, Blizzard was asked by Belgium to remove the ability to purchase loot boxes in Overwatch and Here's the Storm, which they have compelled with. Valve was asked to remove CSGO loot boxes in Belgium and the Netherlands, which they complied with, and Dota 2 as well.
Yes.
They somehow got away with it by... I don't understand it, but
Valve was the one that changed it, didn't just remove it.
So now now you gamble on the next loot box.
So
but you get to see the contents.
No, it tells you what the chances are.
Yeah.
Or no, you're guaranteed to get the next contents, the one coming up. You can then only buy one at a time, which is technically not gambling somehow, and technically not chance based, despite it being chance based.
I don't understand it. How can the Gambling Commission compete with these Jedi mind tricks?
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, it's still ridiculous. So it should be banned.
So that's what Blizzard and Valve did. Then we had 2K asked players to contact the local government about the Belgian loot box ban.
Which is hilarious.
They were like,
"Can you please tell your government to stop making so we can screw you over again?"
We know that 2K fans love loot boxes, so please write to your local government to tell them you want loot boxes in the games.
Can you please write to your government so we can have gambling back, please?
It's funny. We got to see the we got to see the drop chance of stickers of must-watch players.
Wait, what's this?
This is FIFA.
Okay, for FIFA.
EA
Oh,
FIFA.
yes.
And we saw the best players were like
Because you're calling them
below one. They are sticker packs. That's how FIFA does their loot boxes.
Yeah, no, but no one ever calls them that. They just call them like.
But we saw like the best players were like below 1%. They didn't even say the percent. They just said below 1%, and then like the good players were like 4%, which is like fucking insane.
It went from like everyone. I think you can get any player above 70% score at 44%, anything above 85% at 4%, anything above 90 at less than 1%. Which is crazy. Which is Jim was like, they kind of like inverted commas this close.
I sure had Dave was in the chat because I hadn't put it up yet. Hello, Dave. But we saw before China was forced to. Made everyone forced to show what the percent chance.
Yeah. Was that last year or the year before?
It was Overwatch. We got to see what percent chance of like all the Blizzard games in China's chance was of getting each item. And people were like looking at like the Overwatch loot boxes because they wanted to know, because they passed a law in China that made it so you had to show the contents of what chance it was to get out of loot boxes. But so apparently EA was asked to remove the ability to purchase loot boxes from FIFA in Belgium, and they just straight up refused it, and they said, no, we know better than the Belgian Gambling Commission.
We know it's not gambling.
And then Belgium was like, we're gonna criminally investigate you.
Which is fantastic. And the guy who said that had the second best response to that as well. Is like, even if they win, he's going to continue going, fine, we'll change the law.
I'm going to keep squeezing these loot boxes even if you ban me.
Yeah, that guy sounds great. But I'm going to say, this is where my mini rant I saw about before the podcast earlier that I want to say, which I think is retarded.
Right.
The EA's response is, which is a lot of people have said this, like, you don't get money out of it at the end, so it can't be gambling. They not understand what the problem with the gambling is. It's not the fact you can get money out of it, it's the fact you can put so much money into it. When people complain about like casinos, no one's like, casinos are so bad, you can get money out of them. No one says that. The fact that you can get money out of them is utterly irrelevant to if it's gambling or not. And if anything, it shows that loot boxes are worse than casinos because you can't get anything useful from it. So their argument is complete rubbish. That's my mini rant.
Puts into perspective for how much of EA's business this is. Loot boxes are an important source of income for EA. No less than 67% of all revenue from EA comes from loot boxes. That's about 3 billion euros is from online sales of loot boxes, according to a source from Forbes.
Yeah, Forbes tends to get their economy quotes correct, so pretty should trust them. Yeah, that is crazy. Maybe they should make more games.
But I was like, okay, it's come to this point. There can't be more things going on with loot boxes. No. We got Finland begin investigating loot box practices. So Finland start investigating the legality of loot boxes. We now have Australia has done a study which says that loot boxes are psychologically akin to gambling.
Wasn't this like a 3-month or like 4-month long study as well? So like it was like properly researched
over 7,000 players were surveyed, and the outcome of the study revealed in an Australian Senate public hearing. Among the player surveys, those who suffer from a gambling addiction were found to be more likely to spend money on loot boxes. They found a direct link between gambling addiction and loot boxes.
Which makes sense, because they're gambling.
Then we had 15 European gambling regulators united to tackle the loot box threat.
Can I just say, as Michael pointed out, or if you want to know, Scorn Retorts, Half of them are, or a third of them are England, though.
Well, we had Austria, Czech Republic, France, Gibraltar,
England,
Ireland, Isle of Man.
England.
Is it Guernsey or Jersey?
Jersey. That's where Sips is.
Latvia, Malta, the Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Spain.
And the UK.
The UK. And US through Washington State.
Yeah.
Specifically.
A state has done it. But yeah, a third of them are England. Maybe Ireland isn't technically England, but I was kind of
well,
there.
There's 1, 2, 3.
Ireland isn't technically England, so you can count them.
4.
Latvia,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's still 12.
Yeah, and then the other
States.
4 or 5 are England. So,
okay, but it's still like
yeah, it's still a lot. It's still a lot.
A large majority of Europe has come together to they organised the 2018 Gambling Regulators European Forum. The key focus was to tackling unlicensed third-party websites and stuff like CS:GO Lounge, that sort of stuff.
Going back slightly to the EA topic as well. Like, a lot of people were like, "Oh, this is not what the gamers want," and like the Belgian people were like, "We are listening to gamers. This is where we're getting it from."
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that's off the table as well, at least in Belgium.
Apparently, the gambling commission guy in Belgium is an absolute boss, and he's like, "I'm going to keep investigating this."
Yeah, he's great. At least as far as we know, he seems to be pretty good. So I'm with that guy. He won't take no for an answer.
Anyway. And that's the end of loot boxes, so we'll just move on. Just kidding! Guild Wars 2 has had to disable purchases of gems.
Can I just say, this is retarded on Guild Wars' part, on ArenaNet's part. They could have just removed the gambling parts in the country, not just all
the
gems.
Black market.
Well, they decided to
chests.
Yeah, and the mount chests. They're both loot boxes.
Right.
Why didn't they just remove that and not the gems?
I think if they just remove the chests, it would almost be like admitting that it was some sort of unregulated gambling.
Yes, but it is.
So they're just going to go, we'll just stop you buying gems. It's a microtransaction thing. It's got nothing to do with gambling. You just can't buy gems to buy the cosmetics.
Yeah, which again, Michael was the one that brought this up. Was like, yeah, but surely you spend gems on more than just loot boxes on the Black Lion. So
the thing with Guild Wars 2 is it's like 99% cosmetic, but then there's like a couple of like there's
things that should be in the game.
Yeah, like character slots and stuff like that.
And bank slots. Yeah.
But that's the end of loot boxes. Just kidding! Valve Ubisoft fined in France for unclear customer refund policy. This isn't specifically loot boxes, but this is again countries fighting back against practices by
gaming industry.
Yeah. So Valve was fined €147,000, 180,000 for Ubisoft.
It's, to be fair, not that big compared to how much they make, but it's still a slap on the wrist that they did not do it. So
they said that the Steam's current policy, if you've played under 2 hours and you've bought it in under 14 days, you can refund it, and they didn't agree.
I thought that
complied with the European Union.
Technically, that's not.
Policy.
I thought the problem was technically that's not true with Steam, but the problem was that it was like really ambiguous and it wasn't clear that you could play more than that and still get a refund. Which still to this day, lots of people don't understand that you can do that.
Of course, we have also seen Australia sued Valve. I believe it was last year.
Yeah,
for $3 million because of their just refund policy didn't exist at one point.
Yeah, that's back before
they made
refunds.
A lot of money off that. Yeah, I think the end of loot box. That should be the end. I thought there was something else that I put in here. I think I might have accidentally deleted it, but
what are you thinking of?
There was like a mobile game called Dragon Ball Z mobile game had to disable its microtransactions in Belgium.
Yes, you're right.
It didn't get picked up by any of the press, but I just thought it was like showing how far the Belgian Gambling Commission's going to stop this sort of microtransactions and gambling.
Even went to the phone market.
When there was a Dragon Ball Z mobile game had its microtransactions disabled in Belgium because of this.
Because apparently lots of people bought the game in Belgium or like paid money in Belgium or something.
But we'll move on to Nintendo news, which is another main topic because we had a Nintendo Direct, I believe, recently. We saw that there was a new No More Heroes game called No More Heroes Travis Strikes Again. This is coming to the Nintendo Switch in January.
Is Waluigi in it? Like?
2019. Not in this one, no. We saw Nintendo copy striked a fan Pokemon tool, Pokemon Essentials, an RPG Maker tool, had full tile sets, maps, music, and sprites from the official game, as well as classic mechanics required to catch and collect Pokemon.
Kind of a
This was used to make fan
regions and...
fan Pokemon games.
Yeah.
I believe there was the famous 4chan Pokemon game called Pokemon Uranium. I think that actually used this software.
It got taken down before it got released, though.
Yeah, they had a copy strike. Can we copy strike?
Yeah.
Pokemon Uranium.
If Nintendo just want complacid cocks. Massive cocks.
Complacid cock.
Complacid cock.
Complacid.
Yes.
Can you define that?
Like complicated big cock.
Complacid sounds like a new material. Like,
oh, do you know, like plastic and
yeah.
It might already be a thing.
Like carbon fiber or tempered glass or something. Complastic.
I don't know what I was trying to combine. I'll be honest with you.
I don't drink it, but if you're drinking out of complastic, you're going to get microcomplastics.
No. It's resistant against.
We don't understand the properties of microcomplastics.
No, it doesn't have any microness to it. It's all nano.
Okay. Anyway,
nanotechnology.
So, they announced Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's next character would be Isabella from Animal Crossing.
Who wants Isabella?
Oh, I mean, it's another character.
Waluigi!
People fucking love Animal Crossing.
Waluigi!
People are like, they're going to make a new Animal Crossing game. My life is complete. I've never understood why people like Animal Crossing, but okay.
Nah, I don't understand. I mean, it looks okay.
And people got baited super hard, and they were like, oh, fuck, I thought it was going to be an Animal Crossing game. They're just going to add Isabelle when they're not going to add Waluigi. But then they were like, JK, we're also making Animal Crossing for Switch in 2019. Still no Waluigi. They've added Isabella.
Have you added into the news for Nintendo? Come with it. What's it called? Bowser.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But I should.
You should have done.
I think we get banned if I showed any pictures of Bowser. Have you seen Chompette?
Yeah.
That one's amazing. Chompette's actually amazing.
I like all just the weird ones combined.
There's Boo Set, which is Boo.
They look like, yeah.
You don't know, Nintendo recently announced that they're making Super Mario Bros. Wii U.
Because Toad
they were porting it to the Switch, and it was going to be called New Super Mario Bros. U, I think, or something like that.
I thought they removed the U in it.
Probably.
They just put, I don't know.
There's so many fucking games called New Super Mario Bros.
I know, yeah.
New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe Ultra Smash is coming to the Switch. And
Toadette.
So there's a Toadette character, and they wanted to add Peach to the game, but it wouldn't make sense if you were Peach rescuing Peach from a castle.
Yeah.
So we're like, why don't we get a crown
that
Toadette can put on that would make her look like Peach? And then people went crazy because they were like,
what if Bowser
put this helmet on? And then we got Bowsette.
Can I just say, they've already been cosplayers of Bowser already. That's all I want to say.
I'll see if I can find a picture of Chompette that is safe for
God.
work. Here I'm going in.
You're going in. You're going.
How?
I guess.
This is fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just to give you an idea. So then they were like, why can't we turn every single character in the Mario universe into a version of Peach? We got this amazing.
They went
art.
further than that. They did like Pikachu at some point as well, I swear.
Jesus Christ.
They've gone
it's Jason Bourne.
It's 12 o'clock. What it is.
So yeah, we got Animal Crossing is coming to 2019. In 2019 to the Switch. I know this is a big game. Lots of people loved Animal Crossing. I've never personally played it myself, but I'm happy for people who are happy to play this. Next piece of news we have is City Skylines is coming to the Switch. Apparently, it's having some performance issues on the Switch.
Shaky foundations. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Considering how.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the ports were for the like Xbox and PlayStation are, but yeah, I'm not. I don't. You said like you could understand people wanting to play Saber and games on the go.
Yeah, That's what I understand.
Personally, I wouldn't want to play a game on the go, but that's just me. I like being able to sit down and go, right, I'm going to play.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of games I play where I'm like, this would be cool to play on like a train or a plane or...
Yeah, but not Sea Skylines.
No?
No, not for me.
I feel like Civ is a game I wouldn't want to play on the go, but then Dave would.
No, I would want to play Civ.
You want to.
Turn-based is fine. You
would play Civ with a controller.
Yeah.
Not the Steam controller, the Switch controller.
I would rather it be touchscreen like a tablet or something, but yeah.
Does the Switch... I don't think the Switch has a touchscreen.
Switch doesn't have a touch.
It might do, actually. I don't know.
You could
I've played on a Switch, actually. I don't know if I've even talked about that yet. I don't know if I talked about that last week, but I've played on a Switch. I've played... my sister's boyfriend had one and I played on it, and I've played Mario Kart. I've played Rabbids Kingdom Battle, or whatever it's called. And I played Snipper Clips. Snipper Clips is fucking amazing. I gotta say...
What's Snipper Clips?
Snipper Clips is a game where you have to solve puzzles by, like, cutting each other. You have to solve puzzles by cutting each other into different shapes and using that to solve puzzles.
Oh, okay.
It's actually really good.
That's cool.
It's actually... I'd highly recommend Snipper Clips.
I've never heard of it, but it sounds great.
It was like one of the big hype titles for the Switch. Actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's one of those ones. Yeah, I don't remember. I just remember all the memes that came from the stupid
1-2 Switch.
Yeah.
Well, 1-2 Switch should have been included with the Switch,
yeah.
And I think if Snipper Clips was bundled with the Switch, that would be like huge as well because that game's great.
They should have all three of the.
Like Snipper Clips is like one of those games where anyone could pick it up and start to play it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's like a big.
It would have,
point of
if you had like in store as well, like you'd start playing and go, oh, I might buy this.
I like that there's not. They kind of like say you could solve the puzzle this way, and I just go, I'm going to solve it my way, and just do it horribly wrong, and then still somehow complete the puzzle, and then just start cutting up my.
I think that's
partner.
I think that's the mark of a good puzzle game.
Yeah,
right. You can do it your way, but it's not as efficient. You don't get as many points. I think that's a good way of designing puzzles.
Super Mario Party is coming out this Friday. If you're watching live, that is of course October 5th.
2 days.
Yeah, comes out this Friday.
Is that Black Friday? How's Black Friday?
It does actually look quite good from what I've seen.
When is Black Friday?
I don't know.
Is that November?
I don't know anything about America. You could ask me when Thanksgiving was, and I would have no idea.
That's definitely
American
November.
Has so many fucking national holidays.
About Independence Day.
I don't know when that.
4th of July.
That's the one where the aliens blow up the White House.
4th of July.
Okay. But they have so many holidays, I have no fucking clue when they are.
I like it when Americans ask British people, do you celebrate Independence Day? That's my name.
It's called Rebellion Day.
Yeah, Rebellion Scum Day.
When they rebelled against the Empire.
We get people and we burn them. Wait, no, that's Guy Fawkes. Hang on.
Yeah, he was the guy he was the terrorist who was going to blow up Parliament, and then we set off fireworks to commemorate him.
He was definitely American.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't. He was British.
Anyway.
And technically he didn't actually do anything. He was just meant to like... I
believe it was just a prank, bro.
Well, he was like the most minor person. That's the only one they could catch, and they made him the scapegoat. So that's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true or not.
I wasn't there.
So. No, I wasn't there, so...
So we come to the meat and bones of this.
The awful
Nintendo Switch online service requires weekly logins to play your NES games.
So they removed emulators and replaced it with absolute shit.
And cloud saves aren't stored if you don't keep your subscription.
Yeah. So Nintendo are now the mafia for status storage.
They announced initially when the Switch came out, they said, we're going to let you have the online service for free for about a year, and then we're going to start charging for it. And people were like, okay.
Charge for cloud storage?
Okay, we'll presumably get some features. So we'll get like a PSN Plus.
Yeah,
sort
that's
of
what people were thinking.
So PSN Plus, you get like, you get discounts and you get like free games and that sort of stuff and some other features.
Yeah.
And people are like, okay, if I have to pay for it, I guess.
Well, I would say that everyone thought that's what they would do, apart from Jim Sterling, which
Nintendo,
said they wouldn't do that.
As we know, Nintendo likes to think outside the box, and they were like, "Why don't we gut our features and remove features from people?
Weird cardboard thing they made
and make them pay for the features we've removed?" and that's their way of revolutionizing their online.
Yeah. So Nintendo have always been shit with their online. I don't know if anyone needs to be told this, but
I
we'll
read
do it
something
anyway.
that there was a dev working with them to try and get their online going, and their team basically had no idea what they were doing.
Oh, really?
And they
Wow.
never worked on like an online service, so
the guy who wanted help knew more.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh dear.
Yeah.
It explains a lot why they've only just got cloud service and
Basically, Nintendo's a complete fucking noob when it comes to like netcode and that sort of thing. So,
which you can tell from the Wii
they're really bad at online services
and backing up their old games.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
What were you gonna say?
I can't remember. What was I saying?
I don't know.
Nintendo being a bag of dicks, or whatever I
Yeah.
said.
That's what you were gonna say. So the final bit of Nintendo news is, in order to get the NES controllers for the Switch, you have to have a subscription to Switch Online. So you can only get these if you're a Switch Online member. So that's another
Fucking
way.
revolutionary.
It's these controllers that already exist a long time ago, but you now get them on the Switch.
Do you think it's gonna be like third market rip knockoff ones that'll work just as well?
100%.
100%. Okay.
When Switch makes an accessory, the Chinese market will do it better.
Well, you could make one better yourself if you've had any. Maybe we couldn't make one better, but if you knew anything about
That's Nintendo.
Nintendo.
News. Once again,
stop.
Nintendo news is, Nintendo makes good games, but
they do
has
everything
no
else shit.
idea how to run a business.
Or make it good for the customer. They can make money. They just can't. They can't make it not shit for the consumer.
But they do a lot of backwards thing.
Yeah.
I heard that they hire people that aren't game developers because they so want people to think outside the box that they want people who've
never played a game before.
never played games. To
Is that how they got
their
that stupid cardboard thing?
Probably.
What's it even
Nintendo
called?
Labo. Yeah, I believe it's Labo.
I was gonna make the joke like they're not thinking outside the box. They're thinking inside the Labo.
Donkey Kongu.
Maru?
It's Japan. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I think a lot of companies from Japan are pretty backwards.
Yeah.
Like a lot of American ones are as well, but less so.
Anyway, moving on. We'll talk about
to the more meaty news.
The big topic. Telltale Games is shutting down. 25 employees will be staying on to fulfill the company's obligations. They were making Minecraft Story Mode for Netflix, so there'll be a Netflix series of Minecraft Story Mode that you can watch. They will finish that. They were working on a Stranger Things video game, which would be similar to their other things like Batman, The Walking Dead, where you'd have a story and choices would matter.
Tales from the Borderlands.
But I actually think that was like a really cool idea. I would have loved to have played a Stranger Things game.
Really?
But apparently now Nintendo's looking for other partners to help finish the Stranger Things video game. Netflix, sorry, I said Nintendo, didn't I?
Yes.
Netflix is looking for partners to finish the Stranger Things video game, which would be really cool. Apparently, the Netflix version of Minecraft Story Mode will be a 5-episode.
They never finished the Wolf Among Us finale. I didn't realise that.
They were going to work on the Wolf Among Us 2.
Oh, okay.
But that's presumably... So, presumably the Wolf Among Us 2 is completely cancelled because they're trying to finish things that they're contractually obligated to, which was with Netflix for Minecraft Story Mode, and they were... I don't think they put that much time into Stranger Things, so I think Netflix chose to go with someone else. And there was I think they've done the first 1 or 2 episodes of the final season of The Walking Dead, which was season 2, I believe, or was it season 3?
I think they've got 1 out, and I think they were about to put 2 out, but then they had to fire everyone.
Yeah,
and then 3 and 4 are now cancelled.
I heard before everyone was fired, there was
working late.
No. That they were apparently hiring a week before this happened.
Yeah, but I said it was true as well, though. The people were forced to work like 3 a.m. as well.
Yeah.
Like, even though they knew they were closing.
But Telltale is working with multiple potential partners to finish The Walking Dead, the final season. So they said multiple people have stepped up with a solution that will allow episodes 3 and 4 to be completed and released in some form.
However,
in the meantime, episode 2 will release tomorrow across all platforms. So
that's a gold can of worms.
It didn't look too bad for Telltale.
Well, I would
finishing. Hang on, it didn't look. It was like Telltale shutting down. That sucks. Didn't look too bad. But then you remember the co-founder and ex-CEO was suing the company.
Yeah.
He said that he was like unfairly dismissed, and he also put out his condolences to when the studio was shut down. And then they've also got a class action lawsuit where Telltale's games being sued by former employees are for unfair working conditions and no severance.
Yeah, we missed out. 250 people lost their jobs. Like on the day, they were like, "You have half an hour to leave," with no severance pay. Then the fact that they were going to get money to be able to finish the Walking Dead series, like, wait a minute. The only reason why you couldn't pay them is because you were in complete financial shutdown. If you get money, you're no longer in financial shutdown. So, which is where the lawsuit comes in. At least that's what I think is coming in.
So the lawsuit is seeking an amount equal to the sum of all aggrieved employees' unpaid wages, salary, commissions, bonuses, accrued holiday pay, accrued vacation pay, pension, 401k contributions, and other ERISA benefits for 60 days following the member's employee's termination.
It isn't like the medical stuff, like they only had like 1 month left or something, or until the end of the month.
From what I've heard of people who've worked there, they were overworked, forced to work to 3 a.m. in the morning, unpaid overtime.
Pretty shit.
People have been saying that there's something, if you don't know, when people develop video games, there's a thing called the crunch.
Yeah.
Where when they get close to release of a game, they
like
force their employees to work every day, 3 a.m., get up, and they don't pay them overtime and stuff to make sure the game comes out. A lot of people say that that's completely unfair. I would tend to agree with them because without the workers, then there's no game. But then there's been some people going out and said, that the crunch is a reality of video game development.
I'm okay with the crunch. The fact that they should get paid for it. Let's put it this way first. Even then, though, it's still shit because they shouldn't have to do it. You should just like move the release date or plan better.
Yeah.
So no, it's not a thing that we should ever accept in the gaming industry.
But it seems to have gone from bad to worse for Telltale.
Yes.
Because it kind of went like
we're showing down.
Bad. Oh, there's a bit of hope. People are going to help them finish The Walking Dead. No, they've treated their employees like shit. Oh, God. Because I also heard that apparently the CG product Red also was notorious for treating their workers really bad.
Yeah. They've
been forced to work a lot of overtime and high overturning of employees.
Yeah, and the response wasn't that great either. Like, it's the only negative thing I have against CD Projekt Red is that they also don't think that you should pay for the crunch.
Speaking of CD Projekt Red, the creator of The Witcher is actually suing CD Projekt. So we talked about this before, maybe, but it wasn't a secret that the original writer of the Witcher novels, he didn't like the video game series, what it turned out to be.
Well, he doesn't think that you can make a story for video games for some reason. Apparently, he's been approached by other people saying, "Would you be willing to write stories for video games?"
Basically, what happened was when they were trying to acquire the Witcher rights, what they said was
2002.
We're either going to give you a flat sum, or
profits,
or we'll give you a share of the revenues. And he said,
"You're not going to make any money.
I don't think this is going to go anywhere. I'm going to take a flat sum."
Yeah.
And now he's saying that he should get a 6% of revenue, which he's equated to £12.4 million.
Yeah.
He said he
$16 million.
Regretted rejecting CG Projekt Red's offer of percentage of the overall products. And he's also said, from what I've read earlier today, was that he he thinks that he only sold them the rights to make one Witcher game,
Right.
and that they didn't have the rights to make The Witcher 2 and The Witcher 3.
Right. So I'm really conflicted on this because I agree he deserves more money because remember, if you make a bad deal, you should always get royalties. But at the same time, he made a stupid decision, and you can't expect to get all the money up front. So
I think he signed a contract, and that he.
Yeah, I know, but technically the contract.
And he at the time,
if the contract is out of, if it's not lawfully because you're not allowed to do that, then fair enough. But then asking for it all up front. And the most, I don't know if did you see the part where it's like, we suggest you keep this private and so it doesn't affect your stocks. And then CD Projekt Red, the day later went, now we're going public. Which I quite like. Good job, CD Projekt Red. But yeah, I'm really torn because I feel like everyone deserves some sort of royalties.
10-year anniversary of GOG right now. Yeah, it's the 10-year anniversary of GOG.com, and they've done a massive site-wide upgrade as well. So CD Projekt Red's kind of up and down at the moment. We also found out that Cyberpunk 2077,
however you want to pronounce it,
will be published by Warner Brothers in the States.
A bit weird, isn't it?
Well, that's going to be like retail copies. So
CD
Projekt Red's based in Poland.
Yeah.
So to get all of the physical CDs and media out there, so they're going to use Warner Brothers to spread it out.
But if you download it, it would only be through them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a bit weird, but okay.
They're just helping them with publishing in the US.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Do we have anything else to say about Telltale or CD Projekt Red? They shouldn't. I don't think.
No crunch.
I don't think we should just be like, oh, CD Projekt Red makes good. I enjoy playing their games, so I'm okay with them just treating their employees like
they do
shit,
good things.
reportedly.
They do good things, but you can't then ignore the bad things because of the good things. So, like I said, I almost agree with everything CD Projekt Red does, apart from how they treat their workers.
Yeah,
which is, I don't know how bad it is, because it's like on an anonymous website. I can't remember how bad the people said it was. I don't know if it was only on the crunch time.
It was like Glassdoor or something.
Yeah,
you could review your employee anonymously.
I don't remember if the people said that it was only during crunch. It was a problem, or it was like the entire time. Because didn't the guy who originally made Gwent left because of the problems of like work hours and things? Like that. Which is where we originally reported on the bad Glassdoor reports. Yeah. But yeah, don't do it, gaming industry. Stop treating your workers like shit. And pretending they're workaholics, it's fine.
Not to say that GOG and CD Projekt Red haven't made big contributions to the gaming industry. There's a great no-clip documentary by Danny O'Dyer.
Not Danny Dyer, though.
By Danny Dyer. He said, don't go there. It's just about how
they started.
GOG took the massive amounts of piracy that was in Poland and turned it into helping them restore old games and help people.
Didn't they start with only like $2,000 as their starting company?
I don't know.
Then they localized and then they made GOG.
I don't know the exact story of how much money they started with, but
that's pretty crazy. Yeah. CD Projekt Red, you do good stuff, but don't do shit.
Okay.
That's my final thoughts.
Just going back to Telltale quickly, I just gotta say, it fucking sucks that Telltale shuts down, because as much as I'm like, their choices don't matter, I've personally enjoyed playing a lot of Telltale games. I enjoyed playing the Batman games.
I will say, based upon how the workers are being treated, I'm glad Telltale got shut down, but because of the workers, I don't like how they've been shut down, because then there's 250 people who are getting fucked right now without jobs.
I don't think we should treat the treatment of their employees and their games as different entities.
Right? Oh yeah, for sure. Like I agree that their games.
I'm not going to enjoy a game less because of how the people that made it were treated.
I agree.
I'll treat the company differently.
But you're saying that the fact the company shut down, like I have like two feelings, like both the games and their treatments of stuff at the same time. So.
Well, I'm saying it sucks that they shut down because I enjoyed a lot of Telltale games, and I thought
I agree with that.
They made good games in the space of being story driven.
They made good stories.
Games.
Maybe not good games technically, but good stories.
But then again, one thing I didn't bring up was I was wondering. They didn't say why they had to shut down, but I'm wondering whether it had to do with the fact that their games were so watchable that a lot of people didn't purchase the games. They watched it through YouTube Let's Plays or Twitch streams.
Well,
I'm thinking there's a lot of people who jump at that and go, no, that's not true. But I think there's definitely a nugget of truth to that.
Someone did say that this year was really poor for them. Like, no one bought their games, really. Also, like, 2 of their backers pulled out last minute.
Really?
Which is why they shut down. But they knew this, like, they knew they were banking on this. So the fact that they didn't give their employees like 6 months or 3 months, whatever the time limit is ridiculous.
Because we have seen some companies be like, when they make their games, I think it was it Persona 5 and I think Undertale, when they initially came out, they didn't want people to stream them or make YouTube videos of them because they said
Undertale was like
they were such heavy story-driven games. They didn't want people to get spoiled on YouTube or to. It would take away from the experience.
I think Undertale would just don't try not to spoil it if you're going to show it.
I think that we talked about Persona 5 maybe where you weren't allowed to stream the game for a while, which I think
they had like an embargo for like a couple of weeks.
I think when you have like heavy story games like this, I think it's actually really important, especially when people are uploading videos to YouTube of zero commentary gameplay.
Yeah,
that
for sure.
Is, in my opinion, kind of on like a really bad moral grey area of copyright law.
Yeah.
Where
I would argue though that they should make the game fun though, but at the same time, they're selling it as it's
like Let's Plays and stuff like that exist in a very grey area of copyright law.
I think I agree that if the main part of the game is story, you shouldn't be able to stream it as easily as other games.
Because I can say that I do think some people playing games where they give their own commentary is transformative enough to make it original content, but when people are just literally uploading videos, no commentary of it, that's kind of to a point where I'd say they're breaching copyright law. And
in a way, they should have to remove the story-based stuff in that case, because then it would only be the people, the personality that you're there for. I think
with like companies like Telltale having to shut down, we don't know why. This is my speculation, that maybe it's because not enough people were purchasing the game, maybe more people were watching it.
But
that maybe we will see in the future more games will be like, we're embargoing anyone streaming or playing this game for a year.
But at the same time, you're removing a lot of your
exposure.
Yeah. And also, like, Telltale almost had the formula.
But, Tony, as we know, exposure does not pay bills.
It does if you're using it as advertisement. It does technically then do pay bills.
Yes, but the advertisement also stops a lot of people from buying.
I agree. But I was going to say...
Whereas, like...
Telltale had the answer to this, but didn't use it properly.
If you sponsor someone to play Battlefield 5, a large majority of the people who watch that and are enjoying watching it will go out and buy Battlefield 5.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you sponsor somebody to play The Wolf Among Us, a lot of people watching that won't want to immediately after watching it go out and buy the same game to play it through again, especially since
they were so close.
The story elements are so. I think it comes down to linear stories versus interactive stories.
But I'm saying they were so close to having the system where it wouldn't matter, because then you'd watch and go, oh, I want to make my own decisions. Yeah. But yet, because the decisions didn't really matter, people were like, I'll just watch it then. I personally, like, obviously I might be in the minority, but I'm like, I'll watch it and go, oh, that was pretty. Like, even if it's like a linear story, I'm like, I'll watch it and go, that's pretty good.
I don't like watching Let's Plays or anything.
No, not for linear games. I'd rather just play it myself if it's any good. But obviously, I would find a review of it and see how good the story is.
Yeah.
But
I think it's important to talk about the legality of Let's Plays, and especially when it comes to story-driven games now.
Yeah.
Because this will be a really big topic later down the line.
It's more of a movie for linear story-based games than other games.
So here's a question. I'm going to release a video. I'm not hypothetically.
You're going to release
if I was going to release a video of Minecraft story mode on YouTube, that would be okay. Now, if I was to release a video of a Netflix series onto YouTube, there's also a linear story, that's copyright infringement.
I would argue
if they were both linear stories
Yeah.
What would be the difference?
The problem is because the law isn't co-op enough to understand the nuances between different types of games, that we're not at this point yet where we can distinguish between linear games and non-linear games and non-story games. But hopefully the law will one day make it so you can't just
the thing is that
let's play linear games. But
I think it's important I'm not saying I'm on one side where I want this to be copy striked against, or I don't want it to be copy striked against. I think it's important to talk about,
I think,
because we live in a time where
it's all grey.
Everything's grey, like private servers, fan games, creating databases of old games to preserve games is like a big thing, which I think we need to do, but companies are fighting against it.
I think
because they have to, it's like
they don't have to.
You have,
no, you don't.
The way copyright law works is you have to fight to protect your intellectual property.
No.
Otherwise, you show you're not defending it, and you can lose the copyright.
But that's kind of a lie. You're right, but that's not the only solution. You can make it open source. You can say I own it, but I allow you, like how Valve does it.
Right, but no company's going to want to do that.
I know, but I'm just saying the point is you're right. However, it's bullshit to say that this is the only way they can do the solution.
Right, because
but they can create a license.
Take Blizzard, for example. They don't want to give everyone the rights to make a Warcraft game or to make a Starcraft game, because that would make other people a lot of money.
But they could have a license where you're not allowed to make money. You're allowed to create old stuff, like backup.
I don't think that exists in the law.
I think you can if you write a contract like that.
Right, but the contracts aren't the same as intellectual property laws.
No, but you have to.
Based on this is not sanctioned legal advice. This is basically,
from what I understand,
anecdotal.
This is how I understand. How I understand how Valve has licensed it. This is basically what they've done.
Okay.
So as far as I'm concerned, Valve has already solved the issue of owning their own rights to their own property and allowing people to make fan games.
Okay.
So I think the solution already exists. But I understand that people don't want to do it, but I think you can't just ignore it as well.
We need to get a lawyer on here.
But I was going to say,
so we don't keep giving people unsolicited.
Well, yeah, we're not. Yeah, I don't
legal
know,
advice.
But I was going to say,
the intellectual property copyright.
When it comes to backing up games and things, it'd be nice if there's actually like a central organization, like a museum, to like make backups.
The problem as well is that a lot of the stuff happens online, and then they use US laws. Because it's a US-based company, but then they also sell to the EU, where you have to take into account EU laws, and they also sell to Asia, where you have to take into account
also
their laws.
We haven't got enough preserving of old internet stuff either, or like old game stuff yet, and it's kind of really annoying that you can't back it up, and then Nintendo's like, no, take it down.
Dave says he has a degree in bird law. That's Always Sunny in Philadelphia reference.
Oh, okay. What does that mean?
I have a degree in bird law.
What does it mean?
You have to watch the show.
Is it any good?
Oh, it's one of my favourite shows of all time.
Okay.
It's a comedy show. You can watch it on Netflix.
Oh, it's on Netflix, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna upload a no commentary let's play.
Oh, you're a let's play.
I'm gonna do a let's play of Always Sunny in Philadelphia on YouTube.
Did you see that thing with like some guy on Twitch? I think it was for one of the.
Oh, is that the one where he's pretending to play? He has a controller, and he's restreaming the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight.
Yeah,
but he's pretending he's playing
the video game version.
He's pretending to play it on his controller. That was so funny. I think we talked about that even.
I don't think we have, but you might have written it down somewhere. But yeah, that was great.
Anyway,
that's what we need to do next week.
So, speaking of copy striking people, Nintendo needs to get their copy strikes ready, because PlayStation's has completely ripped off the SNES Classic and made the PlayStation Classic. It's coming with 20 preloaded games featuring Final Fantasy.
I've heard that number before, Joe. It's almost as if that's what Nintendo did.
Tekken 3, Wild Arms, and 7 legendary titles. We don't know what that means, but they're legendary.
Well, they only listed 3, and then they went. There's 17 other ones.
Well, hang on, there's some more here. Final Fantasy 7, Jumping Flash, Ridge Racer, Type 4, Tekken 3, and Wild Arms.
I was going to say, the only one I've already played on that is Ridge Racer.
So this is launching December 3rd, so that'll be this year. And it will be recommended retail price $100. They have a video which I can show you now. That sound is so nostalgic.
Yeah. It's like the old spooky PVC sound, isn't it?
But that's a hand for scale.
That's the scale of how it used to be to the new scale.
I hate that you can't full screen embedded videos.
Oh, they removed that, did they?
Yeah, I think they removed that, so you have to click on YouTube.
That's bad, man.
I love it.
When you get copyright struck by the song,
I'll sing over it. Ooh, wah, I love it. I love it.
Transformative.
Ooh, wah, 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 wah. Like a lot of what we do is even like in a grey area in copyright law.
Yeah, it shouldn't be though, because it should be news-based stuff. But yeah, you're right.
I am transformative content, Tony.
But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what this game is.
I don't recognise the majority of this. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I mostly.
You're telling us what the reset button.
I mostly played on my PS1. I mostly played the Toy Story platforming game.
Oh yeah.
And the Rugrats game.
Okay.
That's mostly what I played on the PS1.
I've never played the Final Fantasy. That's Final Fantasy 7, so okay. That's probably a pretty good one to put onto there actually. I just remember the racing games. So.
Rugrats. I have seen people speed running the Toy Story game. A lot of people really like it. Let's play Rugrats. Yeah. This. I won't lie. This is definitely me.
Is there any commentary? Is this just the?
I think that's one of the.
Oh, okay.
If it has this, this is my main game. If it has this game, I'm in. Look at Tommy Pickles himself. What a guy.
He'll give you racing one day.
I hope the lead isn't as. It looks pretty short. Like.
Yeah.
The problem with the NES Classic is you had to sit like in front of the TV because the lead was so fucking short.
Didn't like Jim have it like he had to have like the lead from the SNES or the SNES Classic from the TV like levitating in there? Then that was then to elongate the controller.
Mm.
I hope, yeah.
Apparently, it's 45% smaller than the original PlayStation,
including cables.
Batteries are not included.
Oh. Serving suggestion.
Someone said, "I'm so excited for this."
What was the response to that?
What is the full games list? I would also like to know what the.
Someone asked to come with Final Fantasy 7.
When I'm being sold a PS1 emulator for $100, and I'm being told that 4 of them are games that I've never played.
And
maybe it's not for me. This probably isn't for me.
It's not for me either.
What if they did would you buy a PS2 Classic?
No.
No.
If they did it so you could like rebuy like every game ever on it with more than 20 games, like do 100 games, please.
I get that it's like a retro nostalgia thing, but what's the difference between...
But why can't they have like 20 legendary games and then 80 side games or something?
Yeah, I feel like they could have stuffed this with a bunch more games.
It's my problem I had with Nintendo shit. So, but didn't the original SNES Classic they called it, or Mini SNES, didn't that only come with 20 games as well?
Yeah.
Like that number
and then
seems
familiar.
familiar.
Somebody found that they were using an actual emulated game off the internet that somebody else had made. And I'm like, what's the difference between this? I get it's like a retro box and you get like the tactile controllers and stuff.
I understand that.
What's the difference between this and a Raspberry Pi when I could put on as many PS1 games as I want? I could be playing Rugrats.
Can I just say, I think the black market of like Raspberry Pis swapping to get all the emulated Nintendo stuff is going to be massive now.
Yeah.
Which they can't take down because no one.
You have a Raspberry Pi, don't you?
We have one. We're using them at work to put them onto test boards. We've got.
How are they to use? Are they pretty intuitive?
Yeah, they're pretty intuitive. Yeah.
Okay, I've never used one, so I was always interested.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah.
Do you think you could make if based on
Can I make an emulator?
Could you take an emulator and put it onto a Raspberry Pi and make your own PlayStation Classic? How hard would that be for you? As someone
do you want it to load up on launch and stuff as well, or do you want it to like? Because at the moment, like Raspberry Pi launches as if it's like a little Windows thing. How
would you say your coding knowledge? You're
probably not that far
basic
yet. Yeah, I would say I'm like late level basic.
And
like,
do you think, as someone with basic coding knowledge, you could put an emulator onto a Raspberry Pi?
Yes.
Could someone like me who has no coding knowledge put an emulator onto a Raspberry Pi?
If you followed a guide.
If I followed a YouTube...
Which you can't take down legally.
What's that song that they always used to play on YouTube Talk? YouTube...
Which one were we talking about?
I'll see if I can find it.
YouTube tutorial music.
Here we go. You'll know it when you hear it.
Number 9. Oh my god, no. Do you know what?
Hey guys, welcome to my Raspberry Pi tutorial.
No. Do you know why this got used? Like. Do you know why this got used though?
No.
It's a bang.
Let's make it bigger. How do I make text bigger?
Not control scroll. I love this old school annotation as well.
You can't even see it.
That's before YouTube, Joe. Crazy. 2006, come on.
Oh.
Just get a Raspberry. You missed the tape, okay. I was gonna say, right, you know where people use this? They only had like 12 songs originally, and they're all rubbish apart from this one.
This was
Also,
the great one.
when they had people were like putting like remixes or like music videos of like songs they liked, and they got copy strike, they put this over the top of it every time. So that's my memory of this song. I don't know, why is it called Trans? Oh no,
That's the name of the song.
Sound System Dreamscape.
That's the wrong number. Anyway,
Moving on from nostalgia.
let's just talk about PlayStation one last time. So PlayStation Now, and then we'll finish the podcast. PlayStation Now has added the downloading of PS4 and PS2 games, in addition to streaming access to a catalogue of PS4, PS3, and PS2 titles. You can now download any PS4 and PS2 game from PlayStation Now,
Which is crazy.
System. Yep.
'Cause before we were playing remastered PS2 games that were PS3 games on the PS Now, but now we can get PS2 games not remastered.
So you can now download them to play both locally and
Yes.
offline, all with a single subscription. Almost all PS4 games in service. So God of War 3.
I'm actually really
remastered.
tempted for this now. So, do you think if they've actually added all this stuff, do you think they've actually been making quite a bit of money from
And
this?
then
Or
the PS2 games are, of course, the ones remastered
Yeah.
for the PS4.
yep.
I've tried PlayStation Now, and I thought it was really good service because
That was when it
have
wasn't.
it on my PC.
Wasn't that when it wasn't locally downloaded as well?
It streams it. It streams it off a system at their place. So if you're playing a PS3 game, it'll stream it off a PS3 to your computer, or it'll stream it off a PS4 onto your computer. But now you have the ability to download the game,
So that'd be even better, right?
so you won't have any latency issues.
So that's what I mean. Like that to me is like the big selling point. Like, plus, there's now even more stuff. How much was it? It was like
I don't know.
Was that like £12, £10 or something? Was that the £20 one?
Try PS Now for a full month at
Oh,
$10,
okay.
new subscribers only, or a full year for $100.
What's that in pounds?
I don't know, probably like 80 quid or something.
Oh, that's dollars as well. Yeah, but we pay more tax, so it's probably not quite.
VAT.
Yeah. They only pay like 10% tax in America.
I'm trying to see how much it costs.
No. You don't need to know that.
How much does it cost in the UK? I don't want an American.
Oh, okay, that's quite a bit.
It's £13 a month,
Interesting.
but probably cheaper if you buy like a year or something in advance. So that's how they get you.
Yeah, but it said that it was $20 a month for the US. So.
Anyway, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very good.
God of War 3 remastered. I played a God of War game personally. I think it was God of War Extension. I found that there was a little bit of latency, which kind of wasn't great to play the game. But now you can download it. That would be excellent.
Does this mean PC is definitely the best platform ever because you can emulate Nintendo games?
You can download them onto your PlayStation 4. I don't know if you could download them onto your... I'm
pretty sure you can emulate the PlayStation 4.
I think you can download games onto your PS4.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll be able to download games
from the
onto your
screenshot, I
PC.
assumed it was only PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Which is still great.
Yeah. If you have a PS4, unlike me.
Or me. I need to get one though.
Yep.
Feels bad.
Phil is a bad
But
man.
I don't know. Back to my point though, is PC game still the best because you can get emulate Nintendo games. You can obviously get all Windows,
Yeah, you
all
get
Xbox games as
Microsoft
Windows games, and you can stream.
Hasn't PC always been the best platform?
Yeah, I'm just reaffirming the bestness.
Are you trying to say that you're in the PC master race, Tony?
Heil Hitler?
Oh no, right, that's the end of the podcast. We can't be saying that shit. What the hell?
Can we copy strike PewDiePie?
That's the end of the podcast. I've been Joe Scorn, and I was joined by Tony Tones and RT. You can always check us out and everything in between podcast on YouTube. Put Pete Molyneux in your search results. You'll probably find us easier. Twitch.tv/Scorn. Of course, if you're watching this live, you can check us out. We usually stream around 2 o'clock.
It's sad,
on
but
a
it's
Sunday.
normally.
Normally, today's a Wednesday at 7 because Tony was...
Well, it was 8:30, but yeah.
Yeah. And then Twitter at Scorn2000, I will post all VODs.
Hail Gaben. That's true. Sorry, I forgot about that.
You're
one.
in, Dave, and the chat. You can watch at Scorn2000. I'll post all the updates about Twitter on Twitter about the podcast and everything. That is the end of the podcast. Goodbye.
Bye.